Sannath, I think we can get started. I believe
Yes, sir.
some people are facing some technical issues in terms of connecting, but
Sure, sir. Very good evening, everyone. Uh, in the series of our orientation workshops for reverse mentoring, we have conducted two orientation programs wherein we have briefed both mentors and mentees that how reverse mentoring is important for our organization and what is our intent to carry forward in order to leverage it in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day workplace engagements. So in order to get the momentum going, what we have planned is that we will be carrying out a very small power packed bite sessions, knowledge bite sessions, wherein we will bring out some of the emerging technologies. We'll try to demonstrate those technologies, talk about the nuances of what that is about and how we can use it, so that it will spark some thinking into the mind of mentors and mentees, and then mutually they can have some discussions and take forward that particular topic in bringing in use. So on that note, we have scheduled today's knowledge bite session specifically focused on chat gpt. What is I'm sure most of us have heard about this, so we'll try to understand about this and how we can bring it into use in our daily life. So for that, this session has been planned. The session we intend to close at max within 5 p.m. We will have I'm just sharing you the schedule that we have planned is we'll have a very shortly introduction, or clearing the expectation about from the sessions. We'll invite Sanjay Dar sir for that. Then we'll have a quick presentation on chat gpt along with the demonstration also, and then uh, we'll have again get some food for thought that what we could learn from that presentation and how we can bring it into application. So without taking further time, I would like to request Sanjay Dar sir, Chief General Manager HRD MTI, to kindly give our participants of the session an introduction and what we can expect in the session ahead. Sir, please.
thank you, Chandranath. I hope I am audible and visible. Uh, so, once again, at the outset, I'd like to thank all the mentees. I mean, I understand you are people who are hard pressed, you have a lot of assignments, but we wanted to keep this process going. And at the heart of this process, it is the mentees who will, kind of provoke and nudge their mentors to tell them more about new technologies. Again, the purpose is that our youngsters know a lot about technologies, but in terms of finding out real world applications of those technologies and discovering insights from those technical capabilities, they will need your help and your nudging. We had started the process, but we believe that at regular intervals we will kind of provide some trigger for further interactions of the mentors and mentees uh, by just provoking your thoughts on certain technologies which we felt would be interesting for you and where you could actually find some applications. So we will organize a series of such small interactions, balancing out the pressures on your time. And we'll start off with the first interaction today on Chat GPT, because again, there could be a lot of hype about it, but ultimately, how do we use it within our work context is what we are trying to do. So once again, thank you for sparing your time, and I think I'll request Chandranath to walk you through the process, show you something, and as I said, we'll just give you a nudge. Uh, what I would request you to do is call your mentors and then do a deep dive on this subject along with them. I'm sure you'll find something more fascinating and interesting to do, much more relevant to your context. So, Chandranath, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we start, discussing about the topic that we have decided today, I'm sure while taking the feedback from our reverse mentors through WhatsApp and through other mediums, we have come across the feedback that most of you have started with the Chat GPT at the first topic of the discussion. So I would just like to add a word of acknowledgement from our mentors who have joined here in the chat box. If you have got an opportunity and you have discussed indeed chat GPT with your mentors, just a show of yes or no in the chat box will do. Quickly you can access the chat in the left side, you will find on your screen, and then you can have a response in the form of yes or no if you have discussed about chat GPT or not, or something else. Just wanted to know that whether you have gone through chat GPT. Do you have any basic understanding about this? Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. So I'm getting a lot of yes response. So feel free to jump in and contribute to the session when we are talking about the chat GPT. So, I might not be an expert, but I will try to bring everybody at par with what I know or what I have gathered information about chat GPT and how I am using it and how we all can use it. So I can see a lot of yes responses. So I'm sure you have explored many ways to use it, and I would invite your participation as well, because what we expect that you would be approaching to your mentees and you would be discussing about this. So this is a wonderful platform that we can collaborate and share about our knowledge about ChatGPT. So let me quickly come to my presentation that I have prepared. Just a second. Give me a few seconds just to share.
Yeah.
All right. My screen is visible, I hope, right?
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay. Everybody is able to see. I have shared Chat GPT Knowledge Byte session. Just a
Yeah, yeah,
second. I thought it's
yes.
been
Yeah, we can
sent.
see.
Perfect. So let me start with a very small, question. I'll pose with some information and then try to get your response. We all have heard about Netflix, right? It's a very popular movies and videos browsing site, and it has hit a million users within 3.5 years of its launch. Twitter has took around 2 years. Facebook took around 10 months. Instagram took around 2.5 months, and then came ChatGPT. So, any guess how many, how long it took ChatGPT to gather 1 million users on its platform? Can anybody take a guess, unmute and say, or you can type your response in the chat as well.
15 days.
15 days. That's a wonderful, Munisa Ahuja sir, wonderful response. Anybody else would like to give it a try, but 15 days is a longer period, sir. I'm sorry to say. Can anybody take another guess? Because I've already given you a clue. Okay. Okay, so that's a 5 days. It took 5 days, just 5 days to reach a million user. You can imagine how popular ChatGPT has become across all sectors, across all organizations, across all generations. So it's not just limited to a particular field or particular organization or particular domain. It has gone like a wildfire, and within 5 days it has reached a million users. So what is this all about ChatGPT? I will try to answer some basic questions and try to clear some doubts and see how we can use. So first thing first, it's a chatbot. We all have heard about what a chatbot is. Very recently, we have also launched our AI-powered chatbot Sales Sarthi app. So ChatGPT is something similar, a chat application wherein you can interact. Most of us have interacted with customer care of various organizations through chat. So ChatGPT is a chatbot through which we can interact. Along with ChatGPT, we hear about OpenAI as well. So, what is OpenAI? OpenAI is an organization just like Google, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever organizations we have heard. So, OpenAI is also an organization which has created the ChatGPT application. ChatGPT is a chatbot platform which has been created by OpenAI. So the when did it come in the first time? It was launched in the month of November 2022. So we can see that within such a very short span of time, now it's almost touching over 10 millions of users, and it's getting lots of APIs are being created and being taken into account by various organizations for using in their applications beyond individual applications. So let us try to debug the chat GPT. So what we'll do, we can see that chat is, we all know what is chat, but term which has
We all know
with
what is that. But a term which has
yeah, sorry. So a term called GPT has silently come with the chat. So what is the GPT? Can anybody respond to that? What is GPT that has been attached? Any full form will do. I just want to understand if you have gone into understanding what is GPT. Anybody? GPT is a term which is actually driving all about Chat GPT. So perfect. Vishwanath Sarma ji has responded generative pre-trained transformer. Perfect. Thank you, sir, because you have given the perfectly correct answer. I will not wait for more responses. So there are three terms in the GPT. G stands for generative, P stands for pre-training, and T stands for transformer. So these are very big technical words. I will not, bother you to remember these things, but I will try to help you understand in what is the meaning of each of these terms. Because when we have clarity about these terminology, then we understand the potential of ChatGPT. So G is the generative. Generative is like an artificial intelligence models. AI के बहुत सारे मॉडल्स होते हैं, एंड थ्रू दैट दे एनालाइज द डाटा. जब आप उसको बहुत सेट ऑफ डाटा इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, व्हेन यू प्रोवाइड लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, लॉट ऑफ डाटा, लॉट ऑफ पैटर्न्स टू एनी एआई मॉडल, they understand the logic behind those information, and next time when you ask something from that, so based on that understanding they will respond you. So this chat gpt model is also a generative AI model. Generative as in because it has analyzed lots of data, and now it can generate new data based on what it has already learned. So ChatGPT is a model which has been trained on artificial intelligence through huge set of data. So it has developed an understanding about lot many things which are already existing on the internet, on Wikipedia, or on different platforms. So based on that, it can generate new data sets that from what he has already learned, what it has already learned. Then comes the pre-training. Pre-training, as I already said, any AI model which is developed has to be trained by giving some insights, by giving some information to it, so that it can understand the relation between different text or different data, and then it can create a relationship, and then whenever you are asking, it can respond. So pre-training is the word that has been added to chat gpt, because this model has already been trained over almost more than बिलियन वर्ड्स से भी ज्यादा इसको हम लोगों ने इंफॉर्मेशन देकर के ट्रेन किया है. एंड दोज वर्ड्स आर कमिंग फ्रॉम वेरियस बुक्स, फ्रॉम वेरियस साइट्स, इंटरनेट साइट्स ऑफ एंड ऑल्सो फ्रॉम विकीपीडिया. सो वॉट एवर वी आर सर्चिंग, गूगल पे भी हम लोग कई बार सर्च करते हैं, इंटरनेट पे भी सर्च करते हैं, तो वी गेट लॉट मेनी इंफॉर्मेशन. So those information, then we as a human being go through each of the information, and then we analyze, and then we get what we require. But chat gpt has come in between, and it has taken all those information and already analyzed. So now whenever we are asking something, it will simply give you an answer as if some human being is responding from other side of the chatbot, right? So the third term that is coming is transformer. The transformer is what is differentiating it from a normal chatbot. What it does, it is learning the context also. So if you are asking a question, So it will try to understand the context in which we are asking the question, and then it will try to give us an answer. So again, there are various AI models on which such logic works, and one of that logic is neural networks. I'm sure some of your young reverse mentors must have heard about neural networks. So neural network is also a AI model which is used to develop context. Suppose somebody gives me an information about India. So this might have some information about who is the prime minister, who is the president, and their names, their tenures, and so on and so forth. So next time when I try to search president, I can get the name of president and its tenure as well. So you see, it has created a context that I'm talking about president. So it's just not giving me just the name of president, but also name and but tenure and everything else. So it is creating a context with the information that has been already provided to it. So transformer is coming with the value of context. So ChatGPT is basically a chatbot model which is powered by AI, which has been pre-trained on billions of words and which are related to find the context about what we are trying to talk, so that it's not giving irrelevant information. If we are asking about steel manufacturing, it will give me an information about steel manufacturing, not a broadly metal manufacturing or something mining and other things. So it is very specific to what we are asking. It identifies the context of our questions and it gives the answer as per our context. So the next question comes, what is the revolutionary thing about it? So there has been so many technologies which has come and which has gone, but what is so revolutionary about ChatGPT? Now we are hearing so many times that we should try to bring it into application. So what is so unique about it? So as I was talking about, there are many artificial intelligence models. So there are so many data scientists within sale and outside organization also. So how that typically works when we are trying to create an AI model? So what we have to do, we have to design and train that model. The most important part is training the model, because until unless you give lot many information, lot many data to that model, it cannot find the relationship and it cannot develop itself, and it cannot answer you as per what is expected from that model. So that is what has been the practice till now, that if you require some AI model, you have to develop it and then train it. But what ChatGPT has done, ChatGPT has already trained it and with a lot many information. So it has now democratized the access to that AI model. Democratize as in, we can simply go on to that platform, we can leverage that AI model and ask our questions, and based on that, it can generate the information what we are looking for. So that is what it has, transformed. That is what, yeah, it has brought onto the table, which has been missing since long time. Unlike, many information are available on the internet. So what happens when you are going on the internet, you are searching, you will find lot many information there, and you have to filter out what is relevant to you. But what ChatGPT is doing, it is taking care of all those things. It is doing on its own at the background, and then it is just giving you whatever is relevant for your requirement. So it's saving lot of information, lot of effort, lot of timing on your part, and then you can use those times for a more constructive work. So how does ChatGPT work? ChatGPT works with the way of question answer. Like you pose a question, you get an answer, and you can have a follow up question, or you can give a feedback. So when you are typing into ChatGPT, or when you are giving asking some question, we call it a technical term called prompting. Prompting, prompt, जैसे आप किसी से कुछ पूछते हैं तो you put a prompt like, okay, I want to go to some good place to visit near me during this rainy season. So somebody will suggest me. So that is a kind of prompting, that I have given it as some clue that this is what I am looking for, and accordingly it will answer. So prompting is a very important tool that we have to use to get the best out of ChatGPT. So when I will, show you how to access ChatGPT and asking, I will tell you how to prompt. But why it is important? Because if we are asking something too generic, the response will also be a generic, right? So we have to be very careful about or concerned, or maybe give due diligence to what we are asking. If we are giving certain context that okay, this is what I am looking for with some specific and concrete task, and it has to be simple, not too complicated. अगर आप क्वेश्चन ही 10 लाइन के पूछेंगे तो you will get lot a very big output from that chat gpt. So we have to be very specific, in simple and concise while asking. So prompting has to be good to get a good answer at the first go, but it's not required that you will be perfect from the starting itself. So while using chat gpt over the time, when you are interacting with the chat gpt, try to improve upon or try to add or try to learn that okay, this is how if I write I get good answer. So that becomes a self learning, like we have already learned that this is the best way to ask a question. So that is the important thing while using chat gpt, that we should be careful about what we are asking. Prompting is very important. Then there is another term that comes with this is the fuchsia learning. Learning, if you see that chat gpt learns on its own also. So when we are registering on the chat gpt, it creates a profile of the user, and then based on the trend or based on the logic or based on the way of asking, like how I'm asking the question, it tries to answer according to my requirement. So it tries to improve upon how it is answering, and for that if we give them some input like okay, give me an answer in this format. Okay, I want the answer in this format. So somebody asks a question like what is 5 plus 9, it will give you simply 14. So I might need 14, or I might need 5 plus 9 equal to 14, or I might need an answer like 5 plus 9 is 14. So if you give such kind of feedback to chat gpt, it will develop its capability such that when next time you're asking what is 20 plus 11, it will give you an answer something like that, based on what you have given the feedback. So it's important that you keep giving the feedback to chat gpt, whether the answer you liked or the format you liked, or I want the answers in this format. So like this, if you keep giving the format, it keeps on learning on its own, and then the next time when you are asking the question, you will have very less time looking for alternate answers, so you will get perfect answer on the first go itself. There has been lot many applications. I will quickly touch upon some of the common applications that we can use ChatGPT for, or what people are using. So the first and foremost thing is marketing materials. So marketing, as in when you are asking a question, or when you are sending out the communications, or when you are writing somewhere something, ChatGPT is a very prominent use into that. I can simply go there and ask him or her ChatGPT to draft an email for a specific purpose. I can ask that this is what I'm looking for. I want to send out a communications to my subordinate or my superiors about updating about these kind of informations. So can you please draft an email, and you will get a drafted email from the chat gpt, and then maybe you can go through that and make some minor corrections, and then you have ready to go. So what task you would have spent around 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you could complete in within 5 minutes. So that is how this is transforming our workplace. Then the personalized outreach. So if you want to give some emotional touch, or give some encouragement, give some you want to add some personal approach to some context, so it can also incorporate the same text with that kind of outreach. uh, then there are the technical aspect is also there. Suppose you are working on some project and you want to create a draft, so you can dump some 2 3 pages of information there, and you can ask them to prepare a draft, prepare a summary, prepare a presentation deck, or outline. So those kind of applications are very powerful and will save a lot of time while using chat gpt. Another thing is the writing of program code. I'm sure this is not what we are looking to leverage, but again, ChatGPT has created a lot of turmoil in the software development industry. You can simply go there and ask, write an HTML code to develop a website wherein we can ask or interact with the people, and it will give you a ready-made code, and you can download that code and load onto your server, and you are good to go. So that is how it is revolutionizing the software industry. When we are stuck into some programming and getting a repeated error, you can simply paste the error, and it will give you an alternate code and you can use it to replace your existing code, and there you go, your error is gone. So that is how it is, transforming. One of the important application that I find is summarizing the document. Suppose you come across an article which you might spend an hour to go through and then understand. You can simply paste the document there and ask. You can ask to summarize in 10 lines. You can ask to summarize in 20 lines, and so on and so forth, and you will get the outcome from that. So that again will save a lot of time while going through the article. So how does it work? It simply works using its database, because it tries to correlate the text in our questions, and then it gives you an outcome based on that. And based on our feedback, like if we are agreeing to the output, okay, it's fine, yes, it's the outcome is good, the feedback is okay, then ChatGPT learns and then it works on that particular direction. So feedback is a very important tool. If we keep giving feedback to the ChatGPT, it becomes close to perfect while answering the next question. So this was the basic information that I wanted to bring on table about ChatGPT. So I'll take a very small pause, if anybody would like to clarify or share or ask anything until now. Otherwise, we'll go on to quickly see how to use ChatGPT.
I think at this point of, can we get some feedback from our participants? Anything that they find interesting or would like to know more about? We can flag that issue.
Oh, yeah. Good evening. I'm Manila Arora from Bokaro.
Yeah, good
It's
evening,
very,
sir.
it was quite interesting till now. One thing, just the way I understood it, there are two types of data it can use. One is which is already there in the
Right, sir.
maybe somewhere. Okay,
Right, sir.
Wikipedia or something. And the second, we can give our some text or something like that, and we can ask for some output.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Right. Perfectly right, sir. So what it does is that that works. The first aspect is simply responding your text questions. So that response will come from the existing information it has gathered from internet. So ChatGPT has various versions. The most popular one is ChatGPT 3.5, which has gathered information from internet, from Wikipedia, from all across the globe till 2021. And whatever response we'll get, it will be based on all those information which is already there. The second aspect that you said is one of the application of chat gpt. Like if I already have a document of 10 pages and I want to summarize it, I can simply paste it there and ask them to summarize it for us, and it will give us a summary. So it's one of the applications of the chat gpt.
and why this is 21? Why not after 21?
And there
Sir,
are
yeah,
yes, yeah, please go
Jagannath,
ahead.
I like to clarify it here. What happens is, uh, ChatGPT does not use a web crawler, like, it goes on the web right now with the live data and then finds, like what Google search does. What ChatGPT does is, it has already had a database on which it has been trained. So when you give it a certain set of data and train it on that, that database becomes its reference. So the last updation of the database uh, for 3.5 version has been done in 21. Unke paas, they also have another version. Normally, what they say is it will take another 1.5 years for it to be trained on a new set of data. So, and then they will release another version which will be paid. But 3.5 is good enough for us. uh, it has sufficient critical mass of data which works quite well for us. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jannat, you can supplement further.
Yeah, one of our mentors have rightly pointed out, and let me congratulate Akhil ji. He has said that ChatGPT has a version after 3.5 also, that is ChatGPT 4, but that's a paid version, obviously. So if we are professionally engaged into some productivity which is linked on ChatGPT, we should go for ChatGPT 4. But that is, no, I think for starting is not required. We can start with our normal applications from ChatGPT 3.5 and see that if we can get value from that, then we can think of getting a commercial or license for ChatGPT 4, which is on the real time data which are available on the internet. So that model is there post 2021 also, but that is a paid version of ChatGPT.
Right, Jannat, there was another query about our prompts will act like filters. I think once you show them how to use it, they'll understand how the prompts are used to narrow down and get more specific answers.
Prompts are simply a question that we pose to ChatGPT. So it can act as a filter. Definitely, the better placed questions, the more clear questions will have a better answer. So prompt is simply a question that we ask from a chatbot. So it has to be, I said, it has to be simple. It has to be with a context, and it has to be to the point. So you will get a good answer from that.
What is the cost of this paid version?
Uh, I think it's around the subscription is around some $10 to $20 per month. I have to just check, ma'am, because I'm not sure about the cost aspect of that. Yeah, $20. Right, Akhil. Thank you for adding that information. It's $20 for per month.
Per month.
But I find that 3.5 is equally good to
Good.
start with for basic text-based interactions. If you are using, like, creating some document or creating some information, finding some basic answers to some of our questions. So for those purposes, 3.5 is sufficient.
Actually, I have not got answer to some of my questions. Those are
Yeah.
related to very current data. So maybe after 2021. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I guess if you ask some questions about current affairs or especially related to new taxation and things like that, ma'am, I can get your issues. If you're looking at some amendments in GST, you're not going to get the answers there.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
But
Hello, Chandra. Hello, Chandra. Good
Yes.
afternoon.
Yes.
This is Sandeep Sahu from Bhilai Steel Plant.
Yes. Yes.
I have a very basic question. Is ChatGPT dangerous? Like, can it turn against us?
Uh,
Can the data that we are using is being leaked somewhere? Say sensitive data which we are using, or say any data which should be more sacrosanct for an organization or
I
upon
will.
what which we are working.
Definitely, sir. One of the very important aspect with the technology is about the data privacy. So any organization which is, having access to our information is at a privilege of using those information, and such is the case with the Chat GPT also. But while using Chat GPT, we should, not pose any or not give any sensitive information which are highly confidential. Like, we cannot give them an information about our account or our, some product information which are confidential to our organization, because whatever inputs we will be giving them, they will be using it as a reference for next answering. So that is the one of the concern that we will have to be very careful about. I'm going to come through some of the concerns that ChatGPT goes on sharing with you as soon as you go on board with them, and one of that is this aspect, that do not share any sensitive information on the ChatGPT. Yes, Sandeep sir. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Chandra, I'm
yeah.
Tushar Kant here.
Yes, please, sir.
Uh, I've read that sometimes ChatGPT generates some fictitious data also, and in order to support it, it comes up with fictitious research papers.
Yes.
So, how to avoid that?
Yes, you have perfectly pointed out one of the fallacy about ChatGPT. See, sir, it's a based on an AI model. So what AI model does is uh, it takes some references, but not necessarily all the time output will be from the references. So when it is not finding anything concrete to give you from the references, it will try to create certain text around it. So whenever we have, say, some production model we have created based on some past history, so when you are giving some new parameters, it is giving you an output parameter which may be close to the real outcome. The same is goes with the Chat GPT also. So what check has to be employed is that the outcome has to be cross verified. We have to go through the outcome and put due diligence as a human intelligence, because we cannot substitute human intelligence with artificial intelligence. So that is always a value set, because we have to cross check the outcome that we have got from Chat GPT before using it anywhere.
So, you mean to say that you need to cross check it with Google search after that in case of any such
If
doubts?
sometimes it does help. I've used it, so yes. No, but Tushar, I'll tell you one thing, just supplementing it from the perspective of a user. What it essentially does is, Google, when you Google something, just giving an analogy, you get the ingredients, you get pointed towards sources from where you can get the relevant material. But when you give a good prompt in ChatGPT, it kind of gives you a pre-digested, pre half cooked material. But at the end of the day, for that final dressing, you still have to do a little bit of work. But it saves you a lot of time because it structures it in a manner that you want it, and it actually provides the relevant, connecting language to give you a document which you can directly use with some minor editing. So to that extent, it does help.
Okay.
Okay. So let me quickly take you through one of the
And Munna can demonstrate that when he shows you the prompting, then that will make sense. Huh?
I hope my screen is visible, sir. This
Yes,
is
yes.
yeah. So I've already logged into ChatGPT. So what happens when we are logging into ChatGPT? It comes on to this home screen. This is a home screen of ChatGPT. You can see there are two versions. Right on the top, you are finding that there is a ChatGPT 3.5, and then there is a ChatGPT 4. So 3.5 is by default selected. If I go on to 4, it is asking that okay, so wonderful, you can go ahead with this, but then you have to pay $20 per month. So I'm not going to encourage that for starting. So what is there on the ChatGPT? So you see there is a basic simple chat application. So there is a box here that you can see. We call it prompting box, wherein you can come and ask your question, put your message that you want to ask from the chat gpt, and then based on that it gives you a response. At the center you find that it is having three verticals, right? The first vertical is examples, second vertical is capabilities, and third vertical is the limitation. Let me first come to the vertical of capabilities. So what does it do? The first thing is that it remembers what the user said in the earlier conversation. Like if you have already logged in with your account and then you have asked some question with the chat gpt, it will save that as a conversation. You can see on the left side here there are certain conversations that I did with the chat gpt today, and it has saved those conversations. Second thing is this, that it allows users to provide follow-up corrections. Like if some questions are coming, some answers are coming, and I want that, okay, this is a wrong answer, and you can correct that answer. I can ask the chat GPT to correct that answer. So it will simply oblige. It will not check if I am right or wrong. So it so happens that if you are asking 5 plus 5 is what, and it gives you a response like 10, and you can ask that chat gpt, no, it's not 10, it's 12. So what it will do, it will store that answer 12 for that particular chat. So next time when you are coming into that chat and asking that what is 5 plus 5, it will give you 12, but not to the world, just to you into that context. So it is saving what you are saying in that particular series of conversation. Then the last is it is trained to decline the inappropriate request. We'll come to the limitations vertical. It may occasionally generate incorrect information. As sir was already sharing that that is possible, then again we have to give that fuchsia learning, give you feedback about that, and it will be giving you less incorrect information in the next time, because it's still getting trained with all the interactions that we are doing. Then it may occasionally produce harmful instructions or certain biased content. So human supervision is always required, because we as a human intelligence cannot be 100% substituted by artificial intelligence. So the answer most probably, if you are using in official line of communications, has to be once cross checked if it is generated from ChatGPT. And then, as I was saying, 3.5 is having limited information after 2021, because this model has been trained with the data till 2021, and after that, the information are being added but not completely included. So it is, if you ask any question about current events, it will give you a response that as a AI model, I don't have an access beyond 2021, a very generic response. So some of the very easy examples that you can ask is like, explain quantum computing in simple terms. So if you search on google what is quantum computing, you will get various links which is there about quantum computing and a summary at the top. But when you are asking ChatGPT what is quantum computing, it will give you a textbook response that quantum computing is these things, something like that. So these kind of questions can be asked. Do you have any creative ideas to celebrate 10 years old birthdays? How do I make an HTTPS request in JavaScript and such? And we can ask so many questions, and it will give us a very convenient answers that we can use. Suppose I want to ask what is quantum computing in simple terms. So a this is a prompt that will go into chat gpt, as in I'm asking a question. So if I post it here, so what it does, it takes this as a information, and then it is giving me a response, a ready-made answer that I have to I can easily go through. So if it is it is a text-based question answer, chances of that it will be wrong is very less. But if it is a factual information or something which is very rarely available, then we have to be very wary about what is the answer. Otherwise, for information purpose, if I want to understand what is quantum computing, this is very good. Now what I did that I have created some ready-made questions. You can see that I had asked ChatGPT question that can you draft an email to all subordinates regarding a review meeting on major assignments that I want to take tomorrow at 9 a.m. So this is a very generic question that I asked from the ChatGPT. So it has given me a generic response. Okay, I have not asked them what is this, what I am going to review, what are the major assignments. So it has given me a very generic email body that it has given. So one thing is that you can take this, use it as a reference, update with the information that we want to add into, and then send out to all concerned. What I did, I updated that prompt with some more information that okay, I want to send an email to all regarding a review meeting on major assignments tomorrow. I want to review their exact progress in maintenance and operation targets. I expect them to come prepared with due diligence to the timeline. So what I did, I changed the prompt which was generic with some added information like this. So I've added some context into this. I've made it more simple, more focused. So accordingly, I have got that information. The email has already included like this. Like okay, we are, yeah, so we are going into some critical phases, so this part we can update as per our need. So this is okay, our progress, ensure we are tracking on this, conduct comprehensive review, and then it has added some more agenda to that as per our prompt that I have added, expectation it has said, and like that. So the response that has come out into from my prompt is more appropriate that I can use for sending out communication. Another prompt that I use that okay, there has been some highlights in my area that I want to share and congratulate for my department. I want to share such information that there has been record daily production of 2300 metric tons, and there has been maximum dispatch also. So I want to send out a congratulatory message to my department. So it has done a wonderful job, like just like a human being, and it has given us a response into what I expected that. So when you are getting a response, you have information, three options. You can copy that information, you can like it, you can dislike it. So this is called feedback. If I like this response, I can give a thumbs up. If I dislike this response, I can give it a thumbs down. Now you see, you will get an option here to regenerate, right? So if this response you are finding is that okay, this response is not too good, or I want some other response, I can simply put on regenerate, and what it will do, it will generate a different message with the same question. So you see, this has generated a different message from what it has earlier generated. So it has added a response. And the left side, you see, it's giving 2 by 2. That means it's a second response. What was the first response? I can click here and see. This was the first response. This is the second response. If I don't like this, I can again go on to regenerate. It will generate the third response. So like this, you can generate n number of responses until you are finding that okay, now this is okay, I can use it, and I can find and I can give a feedback that okay, this is fine. So like this, we can get different answers for the same question that will give us many alternatives against the same question. So that is how this works. So this is a series of chat that has started, and it is created. On the left side you can see 4 chats that I did. So suppose I want to start a new thread, I want to start having a different conversation about a different topic. So I have to create new chat, and what it will do, it will not take any reference from my earlier questions, and it will create a new chat window, and then this is a fresh start from this point on for a queries that I want to throw to chat gpt. So I will stop here. I'll take a pause here, and I'll see if we have any questions that we have from our participants. Yes, sir. Okay. So I'll take that as a compliment, and I was thorough enough to not leave any queries to be asked. So if you have anything that you want to share or ask or clear about ChatGPT, feel free to unmute and ask, please. Okay, so it seems that we can save these questions. Okay, I have. Can we feed some data to Chat GPT and ask to generate a document? Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
can give some information if you have. Like I was showing some information about highlight. I have shared two datas. So you can give more datas and ask them to prepare a one-page report, two-page report, or brief summary, something like that. So we can give information and ask them to generate a document. We can do that. Uh, from traditional chatbot, and what makes it particularly effective in understanding and generating human-like responses. Yes, Tushar sir, the same question if I posed, suppose the question that I was telling you that, I want to share a congratulatory message. So none of the chatbot would be able to generate such messages. It can give you some references of other congratulatory messages which have been flashed by different individuals, and then you can have to create your own message taking reference from that. But what ChatGPT is doing, it is doing that task on behalf of you. So that is what it is, distinguishing itself from traditional chatbots.
I think, Chandra, let me supplement it, further.
Yes, sure.
Here what happens is that a lot of our chatbot applications are based on a certain narrow knowledge base and a certain limited syntax and knowledge, language within which they are working. What ChatGPT is what they call a large language model. So what it does is it's taking in content from a large range of contexts. So what happens is when you're talking about mixing and matching and collecting stuff from different domains and putting them in a context and giving an answer, it is able to really do that. And the other thing is a lot of our chatbots are designed around specific applications, whereas what ChatGPT it's designed for a range of applications. So while he asked something about one subject of writing a congratulatory letter, I could also ask it about designing a program for motivation uh, for people who have just not been promoted this year. I could even ask something very specific and then further fine tune it in terms of saying, but there are some challenges in public sector where we can't take people out and we have to give everybody the same increment, that kind of stuff. So the range of things that it can take up is much more. It's only a question of the database that it can access and the kind of permutation combination that it can make. So हमने जो chatbots बनाए हैं, they started off with relatively smaller models and on a narrow range of applications for the sake of getting more accuracy. Whereas what it does is it takes a much larger context.
And basically, this has already been trained.
Yeah.
While let's suppose our own chatbot,
Ah,
which sells Sarthi, if we compare it to that, so that needs to be trained
yeah.
and brought up to this level. Although not to this level, it will still be constrained to its particular area
Domain,
of
domain.
steel
Particular
authority.
domain. Yeah, domain. But the point is, yes, the quality of training done in ChatGPT is huge. I mean, they have actually spent. That's why they spend billions on that. They've done a lot of work on
Thank you. By the way, this question was given to me by ChatGPT only. This is not my favorite.
that. So who can play the game? Huh? You playing back on this?
Fantastic, sir. So we can ask some questions, like if you are, having some queries, you can go on to ChatGPT and say that I'm attending these meetings and I want to give some hard time to my mentor, and what can I ask some questions. So it will start working like a devil's mind and give you so many insights that okay, this is what you can ask. And
I think,
then
Prashant, sorry, Chandranath, can you try this? Just ask this question.
okay, sure, sure, sure.
I got a
Yes,
junior who is going to be mentoring me on technology. How do I make his life miserable?
sure, sir.
You can
So,
try that for.
yes. So, what I'm going to, could you explain how ChatGPT distinguishes itself and what makes it particularly? So, let's see what we get an answer from this. So, it's giving a very, very long answers. So,
So
let me
you can
just,
ask it to explain it in 2 lines.
Explain it in 5 lines.
नहीं वो लाइन को पैराग्राफ पढ़ लेता है. 5 lines will be 5 paragraphs.
so it has given a summary said ChatGPT stands apart due to its large scale generative language model. As Sir was saying that it has trained over billions of words. So, that is one of what it distinguishes. It can generate human-like response. That is another thing. Learning from diverse internet data and so on and so forth. These
No,
features make
ask it to give it a bulleted list. Ask it to give the answer in the bulleted form.
there you go, sir. So this is what, and this I can use it for one of the slides in my next presentation.
So this is
So
the kind of playing around that comes in very handy for us, because sometimes we make sense of something and then we are under pressure to really communicate it to somebody else, and we want it in a different format. So this playing around with the larger context and then getting it in a format that you want is something that you can't try in Google. This is what you can try here.
अच्छा ये चंद्र जी, what is the difference between chat bot and port? ये कई there is another word sometimes we come across chat port.
yes, you're asking about chatbot, right, sir?
Chat port.
Yes, actually, bot is a computer application that responds like a human being, sir. So, chatbot is also, we can say, it can be AI based model or it cannot be AI based model. So, ChatGPT is also a chatbot, but it is giving you a human like response. So, it has, we can name something to those bots, we can give a specific name. So, in this case, ChatGPT has been given a specific name, but it is just like a chatbot. So, you are talking to that and you are getting a human like response from that side. So, it's a chatbot.
Oh.
Okay. Is there any more questions? If not, then I would request you to gather some more questions, and you can invite your mentors and bombard them with the questions. And I'd request everyone to take it forward from this. We will be. I would request now Sanjay Dhar sir to kindly set the context for future and how we can leverage ChatGPT going forward, and if he has any message for our reverse mentors and mentees. Sanjay Dhar sir, please.
Thank you. We will respect time. Thank you very much for giving us your time and being active participants. I mean, this is one thing that we like. We want to keep it to 1 hour because that way we can hold your attention. My request to you is that we just kind of teased you into the topic. Uh, that okay, this is an area where you can play around with and find out more specific application, more contextual utilization of these tools, and this is what you can discuss with your mentors. So my request to you is kindly call your mentors and try to explore this subject with much more real life applications uh, of how this particular tool can be used, and then you can use it as a point of departure. From this you can pick up a lot of other points also, which you can uh, kind of explore further. We were just trying to provide a trigger. It was not really a complete session on chat gpt. It was more of a, as I said, a trigger for you to start exploring this subject in much more detail and identify the potential and fun in it. We would be doing some more interactions on different topics. So I would like to get some responses from you right now on What would you like the next Knowledge Byte session to be on? We'll hold it after some time, but as I said, it's an open offer. You tell us what interests you, and then we'll try to provide a trigger for that. If I could get some responses from the in the chat, or people can speak out. Okay, integrating ChatGPT for energy management. Okay, I think that is a thread that you can follow on ChatGPT and figure out what you can do. By exploring it from different points. Blockchain. Okay, that's interesting. AI is a larger thing. Okay. Chandra, please keep note of these things. I think blockchain sounds interesting. It has a lot of commercial implications for us. Maybe we can discuss that.
Yes, but can we request something that is related to more of a productivity tool from our workplace, which we can use in our daily
Okay.
workplace
Preeti
life?
ma'am wants to know more about GEM. Let's get our people on board on that also. A lot of things can be done on that. Yeah, I know. I know it's actually a new way of procurement that is affecting us a lot. Data
Definitely.
analytics, yes. Yeah, we can work on that. I think we recently completed one program on data analytics, so we are quite well equipped to discuss about that. Huh? Okay, anything else? Chanat, I'd like to share one information with the house before we move ahead. Uh, we have already started, we have announced the Chairman's Trophy for Young Managers uh, competition for 23-24. And yeah, any feedback from your side? Sahu Saab, Tushar Khan ji, Kanrar Saab.
Yeah, it was a very interesting session, and since practically also it was demonstrated how to use ChatGPT, it made it even more interesting. So that mode of learning will surely help us. And one more suggestion was there that there are so many social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and all that. In case a session can be organized where you can give us the basics and the pitfalls, what to look out for, the
Right,
security aspects. So
right,
that would be very beneficial.
right, sir. So we got another point of how do you manage social media, right? That
Yeah.
that that could be a point that we can pick up, right? That's something that we'll just, as I said, provide a trigger. But the good thing is you catch hold of your mentor and really make him do some work on that.
No, that
Uh,
is true. That's
but
but
we'll
this is
but we'll
coming
share the
from an
contact.
expert,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that will really help.
So we'll arrange that. Sir. We'll arrange that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Aurora Saab, anything from you?
So it was quite interesting, sir. Thanks for organizing. As Tushar was saying, that this practical, the some examples which were shown, it had definitely created an interest in ChatGPT. And
Preeti ma'am, any feedback from you? Ma'am, unmute. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, I will like to thank at least the way we are planning there should be regular interaction between mentor and mentee. Somehow it's not happening, but after this session, definitely I have been following up with my mentor, but definitely I will be more focused and I will be after her ki let us together जो है, try to learn more about chat GPT and try to identify other areas also where we can together enrich our knowledge base. Thanks for this session.
thank you, thank you. Sunanda ma'am, any feedback from you?
Thank you so much for this session. Basically, this chat GPT, we heard a lot about it. I was using also, but to some extent. But today, Chandranath has explained in a much more way, and I come to know some more things. So it's a good learning, and this kind of programs should be there from time to time, so that we can also enrich our knowledge base. And our mentors are there, so this is also a very good platform. This mentors, maybe we can come to know the latest things and all. It's a very good initiative by SBI.
Thank you, ma'am. Mittal Saab, closing remarks from you, and then maybe we can close.
Uh, uh, Good evening, good evening, everyone. Thank you for organizing this meet. एक्चुअली क्या है कि ये बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे हम लोग सुनते हैं, लाइक चैट जीपीटी सुनते हैं, बट इतना एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पाते हैं. मे बी सेशन के बाद आफ्टर योर सेल्फ चंदन, आपने जो इनपुट्स दिए हैं, I mean, there's an interest in exploring the topic, and there's an interest in seeing how this topic can really help us, and maybe save time and effort. And it becomes an advantageous tool for all of us. So thank you for organizing such a good topic, which renews our such topics which we don't normally explore about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your time and your encouragement. I think, Chandranath, we can close it at this point of time. I think we are well in time. We started around 4:05. Right.
Thank you so much, sir, for everyone for being participative, and your words of encouragement means a lot. We'll try to bring next knowledge bite session, and try to add more value to this entire reverse mentoring process. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.